All right, welcome to the Explainer. If you've been with us on this journey, you know it's been pretty rigorous, but today we finally arrive at day 29, the Capstone project. This is it. This is where theory meets reality, and where all those isolated concepts we've talked about merge into one unified engine.
So ask yourself honestly right now, are you ready to build a complete crypto trading strategy system? And the absolute operative word there is system. We are officially transitioning away from that gut feeling, emotion-based trading, and we're building a professional machine that executes trades for you.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the Capstone Challenge, then move into Phase 1, the research, Phase 2, the execution, Phase 3, the evolution, and we'll wrap it all up with your final portfolio. Let's get into it.
Part 1, the Capstone Challenge, structuring the system.
The explicit goal of this capstone is for you to basically build a comprehensive trading firm from scratch. Now, the source material doesn't just hand us a random list of tasks to get this done. It actually outlines 10 highly precise sequential micro-steps. Think of it like a waterfall. It's a continuous downward flow where one step naturally spills directly into the next. To make all of this manageable, we're going to group these 10 steps into 3 logical macro phases.
Which brings us to Phase 1, the research, setting the foundation.
Every single professional trade begins with unapologetic investigation, right? If your foundation is cracked, the whole house comes down. The momentum starts wide. Step 1 is market research, getting that macro view of the overall crypto market. Once you have that context, the flow pushes you down into Step 2, technical analysis, where you're looking closely at the charts and price action. But you don't stop there. You filter it down even further into Step 3, fundamental and on-chain analysis. You're basically validating what you saw in the charts against the actual network data. It's a ruthless, beautifully structured filtering process.
And here is the absolute kicker. Solid research feeds directly and inevitably into execution. You know, we don't just do research to feel smart. In a true system, all that data you just gathered in Phase 1 acts as a strict, non-negotiable trigger for the next phase. If the research aligns, the system literally forces you forward.
Moving right along to Phase 2, the execution, making the move.
This is where all that theoretical research transforms into calculated mechanics. First up here is Step 1, the trading setup. You have to define exactly where to enter, where to take profit, and where to cut your losses. From there, you move directly into Step 2, risk calculation. This strictly happens before any trade is ever placed, just to cap your downside. And finally, Step 3, you hit the paper trade. You execute safely in a simulated environment, testing the mechanics without putting a single dime of actual capital at risk.
Now, I need to point out a massive trap that a lot of beginners fall into, but our system completely prevents it. Execution isn't the end of the line. It actually triggers evolution. For a pro, hitting that buy or sell button, that is not the finish line. Whether that paper trade wins or loses, it is simply generating fresh data for the final phase of this downward flow.
And that leads us seamlessly into Phase 3, the evolution, refining the edge.
This phase right here is what truly separates the amateurs from systems-based professionals. Right after the paper trade, you move to Step 1, the journal. You meticulously document exactly what happened and how the market reacted. Next is Step 2, performance analysis, looking totally objectively at whether the setup actually worked the way you intended. Finally, Step 3, strategy improvement. All those hard-earned lessons feed directly back into your strategy. The flow doesn't just stop, it loops right back around to make your next Phase 1 research even sharper. It's an incredible mechanism for continuous growth.
Finally, we reach the end game, your final portfolio, the climax deliverable.
So, the capstone requires you to take all of this invisible hard work and package it into a concrete, tangible GitHub portfolio. To actually prove your competence, it has to contain 4 specific elements. First, your research, showing off that deep work from Phase 1. Second, your strategy documentation, which lays out all your strict execution rules. Third, a journal template, proving you actually have a framework in place for evolution. And fourth, your backtesting results. This is the mathematical proof that your system has historical merit. Packaging these 4 elements together fundamentally proves you are ready to operate as a systematic trader.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a final thought that ties directly into your deliverable. You've got the 10-step system. You know the exact flow from market research all the way down to strategy improvement. But the ultimate truth always lies in the data. Will your backtesting results actually prove your strategy works? There is literally only one way to find out. It's time to dive into the Capstone, build out that GitHub portfolio, and put your ultimate trading system to the test. Good luck and happy building.